Okay, the next very essential fundamental that Emile Andre talked about in his book on Defense dans la rue was the low kick from Savate, called the Coup de pied basse. This means low kick. And it's essentially, if you know anything about Wing Chun, it's the oblique kick. It usually comes from the rear leg. So if I'm here in my position, I'm sweeping forward and I'm hitting with either the edge of the shoe, kind of right in front of the heel. So right here is the striking surface, either here or here. Because remember, Savate was not done barefoot. It originally evolved wearing boots. And the whole idea was the boot, the shoe, is a weapon, and you're using it to punish the guy with. Nobody was barefoot. They were really making telling blows and telling kicks with the shoe. Now later on, when it became more academic Savate and more kind of sporting, they just used a soft slipper, which wouldn't have been much different than being barefoot. But initially, they were envisioning wearing a hard-soled shoe of some sort, and the edge of the sole being a main weapon. And that's what we're doing here, right? So again, what's important here is that weight shift forward before I even kick. So I'm not going to stand upright and kick. That's not it. It's that, again, that idea that there's distance here. I'm surging forward, my legs lagging behind, and then in the academic Savate, they actually drag the shoe on the floor because, again, they're assuming they were on a smooth, nice gymnasium floor. So we're not going to do that. But it's the same idea that I'm loading with my weight shift, and then it flies forward and kicks, right? It looks like that. Weight shift, comes out, and then it hits. So it's like a very good description. If Thai kicks and karate kicks are like almost like hitting with a baseball bat, then the Savate kicks are like snapping a whip. They whip in and it's a sharp blow in and out. So rather than blasting through something, it's that penetrating impact with a narrow striking surface instead of a broad striking surface. So a very different character between Savate kicks and what most people think of as kicking from Thai boxing or Taekwondo or karate. Okay? Alright, so again, I'm here, I shift my weight forward, and I kick. And notice I don't just keep my hands here. Now, in academic Savate, they'll do this kind of thing, right? Because throwing my body and my arms back, it's like circular momentum, right? Part of my momentum is going this way, then that helps this momentum go that way, right? Sides of a circle. So that actually gives power to the kick to throw the arms back. However way you want to do it. The way we do it, because this is too exaggerated for street application. And remember, this is our basic cover when we're doing something, just like when we did the punch cover. As I kick, I'm going to cover too. So I've got that shift of my body back. I just don't go all the way. Whack! And then come here. So there's that drill again we talked about. Now we're just doing it with the kick, with the low kick. And notice there's no chambering. I'm kicking directly from the ground. From here, whack, whack. You see it from that. Got to do both legs. The weight shift, the kick. So if I'm out here, again I'm at a distance. This is the guy's lead leg. These are low kicks, and I'm kicking him. My target is typically right there, maybe directly into the knee. Sometimes you'll even be low as the ankle, right? So I'm here, and I'm kicking just that. And then sometimes I'll hit the trunk of my dummy just for a different impact. I'm not visualizing doing this kick to the abdomen. I just do it for a different distance and different impact, and because I don't want to break my leg on my dummy. So you can see it's a very easy to kick to do once you get used to it, and it's the weight shift that gives it power. It doesn't take a lot of flexibility. I don't have to kick this guy in the head on the street. The highest I'm going to kick is maybe right here. If I kick him in the head, it's because he's on the ground or he's doubled over, right? Most of these kicks are to the leg. Now the manuals will tell you this kick is best used when you're in a false guard, false lead, which means, again, I got my right side forward, he's got his left side forward. And that's because, imagine this is his left leg. As I throw this kick, boom, I'm contacting here, right on that edge of the tibia, right on the bone, and that's a very tender area. If his other leg was forward and I was kicking like this, I'd be contacting outside the muscle, which, I mean, if it's there, I'm going to take it. But he's kind of, that's in a lot stronger position and a lot more cushioning because there's muscle versus hitting him from that side. So that's why you got to be able to be ambidextrous. Say the guy's in a left-hand lead and I'm in a left-hand lead, and as we're squaring off, I just subtly switch, and then I can go pow right to the inside of his leg. Boom. Okay, that's the low kick. So now we want to take our two essential fundamentals, straight lead and the low kick, and combine them in a drill, right? So I'm faced off with this guy, and I want to get his attention. So I throw my lead kick, my low kick. Whether it lands or not, I don't really care, because it's going to get his attention. If it lands and it's significant, he might go down. If it lands but it's not significant, at least his attention is going to come down. And if he moves his leg and I miss completely, I don't care. I'm still going to follow up with the next thing, which is my lead punch. So what I'm doing is kicking. I put this foot down, not all the way back here, because then I'm too far away. I kick, I put it down, and then I surge forward with my punch. And since my dummy's not moving back, I have to do a little stutter here. But on an opponent, it would strictly be kick his leg, punch him. And you play with it with a partner, you learn how to judge your distance, because once I kick, where I put this foot down determines everything else. That's the other important thing in Savate. I can kick, I can put it down over there and do the next kick. So it's where I place that foot. In this case, I'm bringing it down close to my other foot. Boom. So then I can step forward with my punch. So I kick him, and I punch. Kick him, and I punch. Okay, so the other essential fundamental, and according to Emile Andre, you get good at those two things, most street encounters, that's gonna do most of what you need. Being able to punch, being able to kick, low kick, and being able to coordinate them together like that. So work on that, then we'll get to the next lesson.